From now on, we will study about the sequence of the conjunctive adverb if. The speaker applies the conjunctive adverb if to link the subordinate clause that the definition of the verb is revealed, not to be actualized, to the main clause. The speaker considers the experience, condition, or action stated in the subordinate clause that is certain not to be actualized as an assumption for the main clause. The conjunctive adverb if reveals the relationship of the assumption between the definition of the verb actualized in the subordinate clause as a cause and the definition of the verb actualized in the main clause as an effect. The speaker figured out that the experience, condition, or action stated in the subordinate clause not to be actualized. So the speaker considers the experience, condition, or action stated in the main clause to be actualized as an assumption. Then the main clause states about the experience, condition, or action as an effect of the assumed experience, condition, or action in the subordinate clause. So we can say that the subordinate clause linked by the conjunctive adverb if and the main clause that the subordinate clause is linked are in the relationship of the cause and effect. There are 7 sentences. The first sentence is this: if I look up the origin of a meal, I will feel more grateful to Jesus Christ. The speaker links the subordinate clause to the main clause. The subordinate clause to the main clause with the conjunctive adverb if from the fact that the intransitive verb look does not describe the point at the present, because the speaker considers the action indicated by the intransitive verb look in the subordinate clause as an assumption. We can understand that the intransitive verb look does not describe the present, because the intransitive verb look is stated in the present tense when the speaker states the sentence. The fact that the speaker states the intransitive verb look according to the present tense in the subordinate clause, which has not actualized yet, means that the speaker assumes the actualization of the action indicated by the intransitive verb look to be actualized in the future. The speaker assumes the action indicated by the intransitive verb look. The fact that the speaker assumes an action means that the speaker considers the possibility of the actualization in the future, because the future is the only of time that is not yet decided. We can understand that the speaker states the assumed action to be actualized in the future in the present tense. We can see the difference between the present tense and the point in time when the definition of the intransitive verb look is assumed to be actualized in the future. The speaker indicates the result of the actualized action that the intransitive verb look describes in the subordinate clause with the phrase of the intransitive verb will feel in the main clause. So the listeners can understand that the speaker considers the actualization of the action indicated by the intransitive verb look to be actualized at the present, even though the speaker deals with the future action at the present. The speaker does not describe the subordinate clause in the future tense because the main clause states the effect of the action indicated by the intransitive verb look in the subordinate clause. Then we can understand that the speaker states the sentence at the present about the assumed action, and the main clause deals with the effect of the assumed action with the phrase of the intransitive verb will feel. So the present, the assumed future, the effect of the assumed future stated by the speaker. The speaker considers the assumed future as the present because the speaker, the actualization of the action indicated by the intransitive verb look, so the subordinate clause stated in the present tense deals with the assumed future, but the assurance of the speaker that describes the experience, condition, or action actualized at the present. The speaker certifies the action that the speaker assumes the actualization in the future to be actualized at the present because the result of the condition indicated by the phrase of the intransitive verb will feel is stated on the form guarantee that the cause indicated by the intransitive verb look is certain to be actualized. At this point, we will review the future experience, condition, or actions in the present tense. The experience, condition, or action that is certain to be actualized in the future is stated in the present tense. There is the conference. The earth revolves around the sun. The speaker who conveys the intention that the speaker assures the earth to orbit around the sun in the future as well as the present states the action indicated by the intransitive verb revolves in the present tense. The constant action is stated in the present tense. The definition of the verb to describe a subject who has the will to actualize. The definition of the verb in the future is described by the modal verb will that also has the trait as a noun. This description is about the statement stated in the future tense with the modal verb will. The speaker who identifies the action indicated by the intransitive verb revolves as a principle of the one reveals the firm faith in the actualization of the definition indicated by the intransitive verb revolves. The one who actualizes every experience, condition, or action allows us to think of the constant action indicated by the intransitive verb revolves. So the speaker does not apply the modal verb will to state the will of the subject.